My fiancé hid messages with her ex, so I demanded a DNA test, and my whole family flipped out. I'm 30, and I was engaged to Megan. We'd been together 5 years, and our son Aiden had just turned 2. One night, her phone lit up while she was in the shower. It was Josh, her ex. The preview said, "He's got your eyes." I opened it and saw a photo of Aiden from last weekend at the petting zoo. Josh had replied, "He's got your eyes, thanks for sharing." When I scrolled up, the rest of the chat was gone, like it had been wiped clean. When Megan came out, I held up her phone and said, "Why are you sending Aiden's pictures to Josh?" She waved it off. "We were just catching up. It's not a big deal." I asked where the rest of the conversation was. She said she didn't delete anything and the app must be acting weird. I said, "Megan, come on." Her face tightened, and she admitted Josh had been messaging her for weeks. She said she deleted it because she knew I'd overreact. I asked when she and Josh really ended things. She'd always told me it was 8 months before we met. She snapped, "Yeah, so what?" I pointed at the message and said, "He's acting like Aiden looks like him." I told her we could settle it with a paternity test. Her cheeks went red. "You're questioning if Aiden is yours?" I said, "If there's nothing to hide, the test ends this." She tried to turn it around. She called it insulting. She said I didn't trust her. Then she said, "I don't have to prove anything. Be grateful I even dated you." I just stood there, stunned. I said, "If you won't do the test, the wedding is off." She grabbed her phone, stormed out, and within an hour she was calling my mom. Saturday, my mom called me mad. She said Megan told her I was accusing her over one innocent text. I explained the wiped chat and the photo, but my mom hit me with, "You sound just like your father." My dad left when I was 7, so hearing that from my mom made my stomach twist. I said, "I'm not leaving. I'm asking for honesty." Mom said I was threatening to abandon Aiden unless Megan proved he was mine. She hung up. My brother texted, "So much for being the good one." By Tuesday, I told Megan to come home and sit with me. I said, "We're doing the test. This isn't optional anymore." She stared at the table, then nodded. "Fine, if that's what it takes." The kit arrived 2 days later. My hands shook, opening it. Megan watched, silent. I swabbed Aiden's cheek first. He laughed and kept grabbing for the swab like it was a toy. Then I did Megan's swab, then mine, sealed everything, and dropped it off right away. A week later, I got the email that the results were ready. I opened it in my car because I couldn't wait one more minute. It said the probability of paternity was 0%. I read it twice. When I got home, Megan was already sitting on the couch like she knew. I put the paper in front of her and said, "Explain." She started crying and said, "Josh and I didn't break up 8 months before we met." She said it was 6 weeks. She said they slept together one last time, and when she got pregnant, she knew there was a chance. Then she said it like it was a simple math problem. "You were the better option." I said, "So you just picked me and hoped I'd never ask?" She said Josh was broke and unstable, and I had a steady job and a plan, and my whole body went cold, and I could hear my own breathing. I said, "Pack a bag, you're leaving tonight." She begged, then got angry, then begged again. I didn't move. She finally left with a suitcase. After she was gone, she kept calling, and my mom kept defending her, because Megan still hadn't told anyone the results. Josh got his own test, confirmed Aiden was his, and started pushing for custody and support. A few weeks later, Megan called from a new number and said, "I'm drowning. Josh is coming at me hard. I need help." She said she'd do anything. I asked, "Anything includes telling the truth to everyone?" She went quiet, then said, "I don't know what to say." That was my answer. So I forwarded the test results to my mom with one line. "This is why I asked. Aiden isn't mine." I sent the same to my brother with screenshots of his texts. Then I sent it to Megan's family, because they were calling me paranoid too. My phone blew up. Mom said we needed to talk. My brother said he didn't know. Megan said I ruined her life. That night, my mom showed up at my door crying. She said she was trying to protect Aiden and she panicked. I said, "You compared me to Dad for wanting the truth." She whispered, "I'm sorry." I said, "If you're sorry, post in the family group chat exactly what Megan did and that you owe me an apology." Mom said, "That's humiliating." I said, "So is what you did to me." I told her if she walked out without doing it, we were done. She stared at me, then pulled out her phone with shaking hands. 20 minutes later, the group chat notification popped up with my mom's full apology and the truth spelled out. I looked at the screen, said nothing, and closed my door. Now my mom is saying I humiliated her with the screenshots. Was I wrong?